If you clicked on this video and it's actually under 20 minutes, I deserve a cookie. Talking about 20 cents, niche brands, I can ramble. Let's see if I can make it under 20. I want that cookie. Hey YouTube fragrance community, welcome to my niche top 20 fall fragrances for the year 2016. We got some mainstays here. We got some names that we all know and love. And then hopefully I got a few here that you've never heard of. This is what the great thing about these lists are, to discover new fragrances. For me, there's always some fragrances year after year that kind of surprise me in my collection. So here we go at number 20. This is no stranger to a top 20 list. However, it may be a fragrance and even a brand that you've never heard of. Oh, this is so good. The complexity about this fragrance is through the roof. It's called Les Jeux Sont Faits by Javoy Paris. Les Jeux Sont Faits. The main love for me is the complexity of this fragrance. I think it's the best from the line. They have a great lineup. If you have the same nose as me, there's quite a few here that have my my attention. Bottle, very heavy glass. Cap is very heavy too. Very well done. It's this one, just to kind of describe it in a nutshell, it's herbal, it's boozy, it's rough around the edges. However, it's very warming, and that's what you want for the fall season. It's got some dried fruit, rum, tobacco. There's dry spices in here, some cumin that may turn some people off. However, for me, it's just enough spice in this fragrance. It has a great longevity on this fragrance. It's got a strong opening in regards to the projection. However, once it settles on the skin, it's just perfect. The complexity of this fragrance, the different aspects that it gives me, the blend, is what makes this fragrance great. It's just the beast in the cool weather, and I really think that if you have the same type of taste as I do, Les Jeux Sont Faits is a great one. At number 20. Now, at number 19, this brand is, I don't really want to classify it niche, but I don't want to start making a list about indie fragrances. This is from an indie, from an indie fragrance house. Off the top, this kind of smells like a Serge Lutens fragrance. This is TABAC AUREA by Sonoma Scent Studio. Very underrated. Her fragrances are absolutely gorgeous. This is my first purchase from her brand. Really great stuff. TABAC AUREA, again, kind of reminds me of, those darker Serge Lutens fragrances. That is exactly what this reminds me of. It has a resinous amber to it. Think Amber Absolute. Yeah, that kind of resinous amber mixed with some dry tobacco. Really a great pair there. Resinous amber with dry tobacco. Beautiful. The tobacco is the star of the show. However, don't be fooled. This fragrance is not just about tobacco. Some fragrances is just tobacco heavy. This fragrance is all about the complexity and the blend of the scent, and that's why it's in my collection, and that's why it's number 19. Indie houses have a hard time squeaking into these top 20s, but when they do, they really are great fragrances. The amber is second in command and also steals the show in my complete opinion. I think the amber is almost stealing the show from the tobacco here. The depth is there, the warmness, obviously with tobacco and resinous amber, you'd think it would be warming, and it definitely is. TABAC AUREA is one that you have to go check out if you have the same taste as me. Great stuff. At number 19. At number 18, let's keep the amber theme alive. This one, not so rough around the edges. This is not a resinous amber. This is more of a smoothness to this fragrance. This is from Histoire de Parfum, and this is AMBRE 114. Now, AMBRE 114 is the first of two fragrances from Histoire de Parfum. It is a brand that I really, really enjoy. HDP is not to be slept on. Histoire de Parfum is a brand that you should go check out if you are in the niche game and you haven't smelt any of their fragrances. This one, very well balanced. I think that's the key of the game with AMBRE 114, is a very well balanced scent. There's nothing that really pops out. It really is the balance of the amber and everything else that works with the amber. Great complexity. It's really smooth. Smoothness is the name of the game here, but it also has an amber that's obviously not too resinous. It's smooth, well balanced. It has some amber mixed in with some sweet vanilla. There's a little bit of powderiness to this fragrance, so people that don't like powdery fragrances, I'm not saying that this isn't a powdery fragrance at all. It does have just a smidge of powderiness to the fragrance. It's comforting, it's warming. It's a simplistic idea. However, it's a complex scent, if that even makes sense. It has great longevity, projection, great for work or even night out. That's how smooth it is. It has some edge to it, but not really. That's why it's so smooth. It's versatile during these fall months. That's exactly a good way to explain Ambre 114 is its versatility. Great for day or night time set. At number 17, we have the only Tom Ford fragrance in this whole top 20. It's not because I hate private blends. I actually like them. Oh, this one, really good. This is Bois Marocain by Tom Ford. Now, this was recently reintroduced into the brand, so might as well talk about it a little bit. And that kind of piqued my interest to wear it a little bit more because it was collecting a little bit of dust in my collection. Just to keep it straight, Tom Ford has been had at least one bottle in this top 20 every single year that I've been on YouTube. Tuscan Leather made its name here. Ambre Absolute, Tobacco Vanille, of course, Japon Noir, among others. So it's Bois Marocain's time to really shine. You don't hear too much about this one. It has excellent woods and incense. That's pretty much the base of this fragrance. It's a very green, woody scent. Think cypress. There's some pepper in here, a little bit of incense, not too smoky. It is a very solid release from the House of Tom Ford. Not a beast as, other Tom Fords like Tuscan Leather and Ambre Absolute are beast as far as projection longevity. This one is great for office use. It has some warmness to it. It has some woods and some spice. Sometimes it's a little too much in a office setting, especially, if it's cool out, but, they got the heat inside. You don't want something that's too much. This is exactly what this is for. Office use. Very dry scent that works well in those cooler months. It has been re-released this year for a huge price tag, which I think personally, if you're asking me right now, is not worth it. However, it made this list just because I love wearing this fragrance. However, I wouldn't be paying high dollar for this. At number 16, it is from the House of Le Labo. Le Labo, during these fall top 20s, Rose 31 comes to play. Poivre 23 is a really good one in regards to only my collection, which I guess you guys don't see here. But this one is getting a little more love from me. This is CUIR 28 or CUIR 28. CUIR 28 is the only Le Labo in this list. However, Poivre and Rose were close to making the list. CUIR 28 was a very, very slow climb to get my attention. Bought in 2014. This is its first mention on my channel since the purchase. The names of Le Labo can be misleading on the bottles, like this one. This is mainly a dirty vetiver fragrance, a la Encre Noire. Think Encre Noire, think Sycamore by Chanel. It has a smooth leather back in it and a little bit of smoke. It's smooth on the skin though, and that's, big and daring. When you're thinking Encre Noire, you're thinking leather and you're thinking smoke, you're saying, Mark, this is going to be big, bold, and punching. No, that's what I thought I was going to be getting. I blind bought this sucker. It's very smooth on the skin. It has great longevity. However, the projection isn't beast on this fragrance. It really is just average as far as the projection goes. For the price, a letdown? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, slowly getting my attention now, and I'm really enjoying wearing this one now. Great for the fall. However, would most likely die in these Canadian winter days. I really don't think CUIR 28 would really excel in these Canadian winters. However, in the fall, this is just perfect. It's just that smooth. I can wear this in the office too. CUIR 28 at number 16. At number 15, we're going to go Montal. Montal, always a good bet for rough fragrances. This one is Oud and Pine. Now, Oud and Pine, the red apple is pretty much the base of this fragrance. I'm not saying base notes, it's just the base of it. It's what attracted me to this fragrance. Oud isn't dominant at all in this one. It has solid longevity and projection. It's great for work, and it's also good for a night out. That apple note obviously makes it good for work. A scent that gets no love from the Montal crowd, however, should not be overlooked. I really think Oud and Pine is a good one from Montal. The familiar oud and rose combo is in this fragrance. However, it's not front and center as you'd come to expect from Montal fragrances. It's actually quite muffled in this scent. It's a well done scent from Montal that works great in the fall. I felt this one may be a little too weak for Canadian winters, but really great for the fall time. At number 15, Oud and Pine. At number 14, it is from the house of Serge Lutens. Uncle Serge. How can I do a fall fragrance top 20 without an Uncle Serge? If I do, slap me in the face and call me Susie. Sandalwood. Yeah, I'm talking about Santal de Mazor. So, sandalwood-based fragrance from Serge Lutens. Now, Serge has a couple Santals in their catalog. Santal de Mazor is really one that is very unique. First and foremost, this is not the only Serge Lutens in this top 20 list. So Serge has 2 scents. Now, I absolutely love this house in regards to price and bolder scents. You can't go wrong. You can find these at discounters for sometimes under $100. I don't think this one, Santal de Mazor, will be. However, things like Chergui and the really popular ones, Bois de Vanille and AMBRE Sultan, things like that, you can find those for very cheap. So as far as quality, blend, bolder scents in the niche game, I would highly let you guys know that this is probably a good house to start with. Now this one, let's talk about this one a little bit. Great use of spices, some curry in here. That could be a little off-putting for some people. And obviously some great sandalwood. The sandalwood in here is what you come to expect from sandalwood. Very smooth, very soft. There's a great use of spices here to it. There's caraway in here that kind of gives you a curried kind of spice to the fragrance. It is a major player in the introduction. The dry down is one of the best in the Serge Lutens house. Almost has a syrupy feel to it too. It almost has like a caramel-like feel to it, which kind of gives it a little bit of sweetness to it. Really an interesting scent from the house. Now moving on to number 13, disclaimer. Put on your big boy pants right now. This is big, bold. This could be very expensive scents, but also big, bold scents. This is not for the faint of heart. This is for the man's man out there. If you're not wearing any pants, comment below because I want to know the sketchy people that are watching my videos without pants on. But let's move on. At number 13, this used to be a indie house. They are starting to get known more and more, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are very, very popular in the next 2-3 years. This is a brand that I've been talking about for the past couple of years. I own several from the brand. This is Slumber House. I love Slumber House. They have 2 fragrances in this top 20 at a very high pace too. Their worst fragrance in this top 20 is at number 13. So that tells you they got one in the top 10. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're bold. So big boy pants are on. Hopefully this is RUME. R-U-M-E. Rummy. I love just playing on with this, the name of this fragrance. So RUME. Oily bay leaf fragrance. It's warm. It's almost kind of boozy with tons of spice. This stuff is so potent that not only can I wear this in the fall, this is a Canadian winter beast. Projection, beast. Careful with the sprays. You don't want to go more than 3 with RUME. It has that Serge Lutens quality. You know, that boldness, that really warmth, complexity, and the darkness to the fragrance. This one is, you know, great depth, great warmth, complexity, qualities there. It turns everything way up. Like I'm comparing this to Serge Lutens fragrances. However, this goes beast mode. Like think of a Serge Lutens fragrance that, you know, most of them Serge Lutens last from 6 to 10 hours with adequate projection. This has turned the volume up. It almost has a dark, like tea, spiced tea kind of set to this fragrance. Very, very interesting. I love the house of Slumber House because my nose gravitates to these because they're so different. They're so bold and so well constructed. So at number 13, good old RUME. Now, at number 12, not a stranger in this top 20 at all, has been number 1 on my lists before. This is probably the most controversial Christian Dior fragrance in the world. But I love my fragrances that are big, bold, daring, and not everybody likes. Why? Because, I don't know, I'm a strange creature. Leather Oud from Christian Dior is by far the best Christian Dior fragrance of all time. I'm not going with compliments or easy to wear. This is probably the hardest fragrance to wear from Christian Dior, and I love it. I love how different Christian Dior, just the name, Leather Oud, I was like, holy crap. Two of my favorite notes in the world. Leather Oud is by far the manliest scent on this list, and that's saying something. There's some manly juice on here. There's some stuff that you spray on and you're automatically getting chest hair, so teenagers, keep note here. Leather Oud is so strong in regards to longevity and projection. It's daring as hell. It really is something that will engulf you. I love how it utilizes the animalic notes of civet in this fragrance. The civet's outstanding. I would say it's the upfront note on Leather Oud that will make the faint of heart kind of run away. Little boys, run away. Leather Oud, you know, the real men are standing here with Leather Oud. The daring portion of this scent was what brings me to it. That's all it is. It utilizes oud and leather, honey, and there's a lot more of my favorite notes in this fragrance. However, that daring touch is what sets this one apart from being a love or a hate for you. I know a lot of people hate this fragrance, and a lot of people love it. I'm on the love, and I was automatic love. Like, I did not, you know, I was heavy into my journey. I got this in New York City when I visited all the boys in NYC. This stuff, I was, you know, heavy in my fragrance journey, and this I just automatic love. I had to buy it. I was in the Dior boutique. I looked at the guy when I smelled it, and I'm like, he's like, bottle? I'm like, yes, sir. Get me a bottle right now. This is a man's fragrance. Leather Oud at number 12. At number 11, it was... Now we're looking at fragrances that made the list last year, so they're consistent. So if you have, you know, the same nose as me, and you're looking for fragrances that are very consistent in my top 20s, this is where you're looking. And I'm going to mention them, what spot they made last year. So it was number 10 last year. It's number 11 this year, so it didn't dip too much. It's exactly where it was last year. Well, not exactly. It didn't make number 10. But you know what I mean. This is from Rouge à Dove, and this is Creation E. This is one that is worth that Rouge à Dove price tag. Boozy Cognac is the star of the show. There's a great amount of sweetness in this fragrance with the vanilla. The blend and the roundness of this fragrance is superb. The tobacco and the vanilla are much more primary during the dry down of this fragrance. However, the opening is to die for. It has excellent longevity and projection, and amazing for a cool night out. Warming, comforting, those are words, adjectives that you want to hear when you're talking about fall fragrances. It's a great scent up close and far away. Again, this is something that I don't talk too much in my reviews, and we should talk more about this, but it really smells great when you come up close like this and you're testing out fragrances on yourself. But at the same time, when people are like an arm's length away and they can smell you and they love the scent, that is a true winner right there. At number 11, Creation E from Rouge à Dove. Now let's hit the top 10, baby. These guys are the bulk of my wearings for fall 2016. Let's take a look at it. It was number 2 last year on my list. Still top 10 worthy. This is from By Kilian. My newest purchase of By Kilian. It is Apple Brandy. Now, of course, I've had it for a few years, but I haven't bought it at By Kilian in a long, long time. Apple Brandy is great. Boozy brandy note with a great apple opening. Pretty much starts utilizing woods in the fragrance more in the dry down. It's great for fall. Actually, fall is most likely the best season for this fragrance. It doesn't push us that much in regards to longevity and projection. You know, you're not going to see beast mode attached to Apple Brandy. However, it's still solid in the cooler weather, not just in these Canadian winters. It kind of dies down in regards to our winters. I like to dub this fragrance. I know I like to put kind of like little names to every fragrance, what they give me, and this is my boozy apple cider fragrance. So if that sounds gorgeous to you, which it does to me, at number 10, Apple Brandy can be number 1 on anyone's list. At number 9, it is a close cousin to Apple Brandy. It has that similar, they're not similar fragrances, but the same kind of genre. You're looking at booziness, you're looking at some sweetness, you're looking at some apple. What is it? It was #1 last year. Did it fall off? It did a little bit. You know, it didn't fall off the edge of the earth. It's still one of my favorite fragrances. Apple Brandy and this one go hand in hand. And this is Established Cognac by Kriegler. Established Cognac is a boozy caramel type fragrance. Great blend of a fragrance. It has some woods in here. It's got some caramel up front and center. Caramel apple with a little bit of boozy cognac. Sweet, boozy, refined. When I'm talking about some sweetness with the caramel, it's not overly childish. It's not overly sweet. It actually has just enough of sweetness. I can wear this one in the office. It's not that boozy for the office or really that sweet or potent for the office. It's just perfect for a cooler office day, but it's way better at night. You dress this up, you can dress this down. It's best for dress up. Very interesting scent that brings many of my favorite facets to light. Caramel, booziness, apple. Really a great blend. Great for fall. Perfect for fall. This one is another one of those that smells great close, but when you're arm's length, they can smell you and they love you and they just want to At #9, moving on from L'Artisan Parfumeur. Hey, L'Artisan Parfumeur. No, it's not T for Two. T for Two's, if you've been following me for several years, T for Two has been a staple in this top 20. Didn't make the list this year, but this is a good one from L'Artisan. You don't hear much on YouTube on this one, and it's a top 10 fragrance for me in the fall this year for a good reason. That's DZING. DZING. The chick's riding a freaking, I don't know what this is, a tiger? Chick's wearing freaking riding a little tiger here. That'll tell you about the fragrance. It's one of the most interesting from the brand. It's comforting, yet also challenging. There's a good amount of woods. There's some smoke here. It has a little animalic tone, some softer leather in this one, some sweetness from the caramel. I'm talking about caramel quite a bit now, which only gives it kind of a grown-up kind of sweetness and some added depth to the fragrance. Fall's the best time to wear DZING for me. It's not a beast in any way, shape, or form for longevity and projection. They're just actually perfect for the fall. As you can see, caramel, boozy tones are huge this year for me this fall. They really are kind of taking on the tail end of this top 10, we'll say. At number 10, 9, and now 8, we got some caramel again showing up. DZING, a good one from L'Artisan Parfumeur. At number 8, now let's go see Uncle Serge again, because Uncle Serge could destroy this top 20. I have several Uncle Serges that could kill this top 20. I could go Uncle Serge top 5 all day, every day. This one was number 13 last year. Kind of had a little bit of a comeback with me. This is the most popular Serge Lutens fragrance of all time, JEKE. I have that really dark juice. Like, look at this juice. That's beautiful. I hear it's reformulated. I don't care. This stuff is great. At number 7, JEKE. There's a reason why JEKE has been the staple of the Lutin house. It's its flagship scent in popularity. This is the definition of an excellent oriental scent. JEKE has such a comforting feeling to it. It has a warming aspect to it. It's an excellent blend. Some sweetness from the honey here. The ambre's great. Good amount of spice. It has a powdery iris. I actually kind of compare this one with a lot of classics in our fragrance game. Look at these names I'm throwing out at you. Back to Black by Killian. That thing is a beast. It has that powdery aspect from Back to Black. Honey meets Tobacco Vanille. Same thing. Some warmness. And of course the Ambre from L'Arche des Arbres, Marocain. These are all classics in our fragrance game. If you haven't checked out JEKE, you have to. This can be had for discounters for under $100. And for what you get, it's a steal. It was hyped on YouTube back in 2010, and that was well deserved. And it's got a dry hay note too. It's a shame in our YouTube fragrance community that when something gets hyped, it kind of gets forgotten, except for Aventus for some stupid reason. But fragrances like Musc Ravageur and JEKE and Back to Black and Tobacco Vanille and L'Arche des Arbres Marocain, these all have been hyped a few years back, and people are forgetting about these classic fragrances. They are a staple in my rotation. So JEKE at numero 7 was number 13 last year, still a staple for me. Let's go at number 6. This thing blew my socks off back in New York. Not only leather oud, I did really good in New York. I bought leather oud, I bought AMBRE. I did pretty good. I bought Acier Aluminum from Creed, L'Eau d'Hiver, no, not so much, but this one, AMBRE. Have you smelled this? AMBRE from Histoire de Parfum, one of the best, if not the best, from HDP. Great use of castoreum in here, animalic to, the animalic, leather oud. I know it's different animalic tones, but leather oud, this CUIR from Mona Ziorio is just right up my alley. It's got a sticky ambery note in here. One of the best ambers in the fragrance industry. It's got some oud, it's got resinous amber, it's got some leather, iris, it's complex, it's dark, it's bold, yet doesn't fall out of line from being a little too strong. It kind of stays balanced. It's got some really great longevity. It's got some heavy projection. It's best worn on really cool days. Now this is, again, this list can, it's not just fall. This can be winter in your area. A lot of these I can wear. They're interchangeable for winter also. So this list is still good in December here. This fragrance really shines in the winter. However, it's still it's one of my favorites. So I had to wear it early here in the fall. At number 6, it was number 5 last year, so it doesn't fall off too much. Now, welcome to Mark's crazy niche list. At my top 5 for fall. These fragrances are not for the faint of heart. These fragrances are absolutely gorgeous. In my personal opinion, it's my list. God damn it! At number 5 was number 9 last year's from the House of Slumber House. Yes. Oh, so smoky. I love it. This is JEKE from Slumber House. I also love Norn, but it didn't make the list this year for good reason, because of the next bottle that's coming up. JEKE, tobacco based. It's dark, it's smoky, it's one of the best tobacco notes in the game. It's very full, a very full tobacco note. Blending's amazing, longevity and projections through the roof, you know. You get what you pay for. This has a huge warming facet to it. The tobacco, there's cloves, there's patchouli. So this gives the scent a dark and almost an oily, kind of dusty patchouli kind of vibe to the scent. The dark green black liquid in this bottle truly shows what you're going to get in a scent. And I love seeing fragrances with really dark juice. I know it's not good for wearing on your clothes, but when I see that dark juice, it's kind of a little smile on my face, because usually it means a good thing. If you've not heard of Slumber House, which if you're watching this video you've heard at least twice now, please look into this fragrance house. If you have the same nose as I do, this stuff is absolutely bonkers in regards to what other brands are doing. This is on their own. At number 5, JEKE, a good one. Now number 4, this is no stranger to this list. Talking about black juice, the Beasts from Nasomato, Black Afghano. This has been number 1 on my list many times. BA is a beast. It really needs no introduction here. Call it a comeback if you want, because it didn't make the list last year. Norn kind of took its spot. I had a lot of smoky fragrances, a lot of dark stuff. I had Arso, I had Norn. I had quite a few of darker fragrances, so BA kind of took a back seat. This fragrance, it's earthy, it's smoky. It's just simply great. This is the beast of my collection in regards to projection and longevity. Again, when I'm looking at beast mode in these winter-based fragrances, this is the kind of fragrances I'm looking for. This is stuff that you're married to if you spray it once on your skin. You can't spray once Black Afghano and say, shit, man, I'm just going to wash this off and wear something else. No, you're married to it. You spray it once, you're done, you're married. Now, I'm using the word married because it's long-term. There's no going back on BA. BA is a gorgeous juice, and I personally think is the best from Nasomato. At number 4. At number 3, it is Lamborghini in a bottle. This is Xerjoff Oh, I love this stuff. Xerjoff let's be careful with this bottle. Very pricey. Xerjoff I always compare Xerjoff to leather seats in a Lamborghini. Why? Well, first of all, I'm not going to say it's leather seats in a Toyota Supra. not poo-pooing on Supras, but it's not as sexy. This is a Lamborghini. Leather seats. Beautiful. This stuff is high-end leather. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Beautiful leather note that is often compared to some of the best leathers in the game. I love just how the spices, cloves, and citruses mesh really well in Xerjoff. Citruses, obviously some of the best in the game. Xerjoff knows citruses well. The leather in here, you know, the supporting notes kind of try to bring it down a little bit. It's a heavy leather note. It has that smoky, leathery feel that I absolutely love in my leathers. However, it's trying to get brought down by the other notes in this fragrance, which I like. I really like what this fragrance is doing. This is my favorite dark Xerjoff scents. In my collection, I don't own too many Xerjoff dark fragrances. I didn't like Richwood, I guess, would be the one that I would compare to it. You know, even Richwood's not even that dark. So Xerjoff is really the dark Xerjoff. I absolutely love it. At number 3. At number 2, The Gift of Kings. Still to this day, this thing is a beast. Jubilation 25 for men by Amouage. Get out of here, Abram. Juby is a scent that made number 1 on this list numerous times. I think it was number 1 on the initial list. And my winter list too. My winter list, it was number 1 for like 5 straight years. If Le Male is my designer scent, you know, everybody says Le Male is Le Marque, right? It's my signature designer. This would be my niche signature scent. It really changed my journey in the niche game. When I smelt Jubilation 25, instant love, and it made me appreciate complexity, depth. It really made me start delving more into the notes and kind of looking at what different notes can do to certain fragrances. The richness in this fragrance, the complexity, the scent of luxury comes to mind when smelling Jubilation 25. This is where I found my love for niche scents, right here in a bottle. If you've never smelt an Amouage scent, I recommend to start here. This is exactly, when you smell this is your starting point, and then you start kind of moving on. Go check out my monster 40-minute review on Jubilation 25. There's a reason why it's that long. I absolutely love this scent. It means a lot to me as a fragrance head. I probably lost like half my subscriber base because of such a long video on Jubilation, but what a great scent. At number 2. Number 1 on my list. Are you guys ready? Are you? You sure? You sure? You sure you're ready? Let's take a look at number 1. It's no stranger to number 1 on this list. It's been number 1 before on this list. So it's not a new fragrance that I'm introducing if you're, been with me for several years. This is from Olivier Zurbano. It was number 1 in 2013 on this exact list for good reason. And number 1 yet again. It has that green, dark, black juice to it. It was number 16 last year. Black Tourmaline, really great juice. It is the standout from the brand. I have tried their other fragrances. Nothing hits me as much as Black Tourmaline. Now this can be Black Afghano Killer. Black Tourmaline. What is it? What is it about this fragrance that I absolutely love? The smoke. Smoky. It's a hidden smoky gem in our fragrance game. There's incense, there's some heavy woods in here. It's ashy. It's got an ashy quality, which is very unique. Woody. It almost has an oily feeling to it, so it kind of takes a little bit of, Arso from Profumum. That's that smokiness, obviously. It takes a little bit of Slumberhouse, that oily feeling from Slumberhouse, some woods, obviously, from a lot of brands, but that ashiness is very, very unique. It has a good amount of spice here, some woods and some greens. It opens up very bold. It's loud. However, once it dries down, it's not as loud. It just has perfect projection to the scent once it settles on your skin a little bit. This one is great during the fall and continues to excel during our winter months. Anything with a little bit of smoke works very well as far as warming and comforting to me. Again, it's not for everybody. There's a reason this isn't its first time being number 1 on my list. It's absolutely gorgeous. Black Tourmaline, really, if I had to say a sleeper hit with somebody that has the same nose as me, Black Tourmaline would be that sleeper hit for me. Really gorgeous scent at number 1 for fall niche, my top 20. Thank you for watching YouTube Fragcom. Hopefully you enjoyed the list. Have a good